There are 7 brutal lessons in life that almost nobody wants to hear, but the people who do become unstoppable. These lessons were forged in the minds of emperors, warriors, and philosophers who survived plagues, betrayal, war, and the collapse of entire empires, and they didn't just write them down, they lived them. What you're about to hear isn't motivation, it's a confrontation with the truth. The kind of truth that makes you sit up straighter, breathe deeper, and suddenly realize how much of your life you've spent running from your own potential. Because the Stoics believed one thing above all: the person you are right now is just a shadow of who you could be. And if you have the courage to listen all the way through, these 7 principles will break you down, rebuild you, and change the way you see everything: your problems, your fears, your purpose, your identity. So take a breath, because once you step into this, there's no going back. The first brutal Stoic lesson is simple but devastating. No one is coming to save you. Not your friends, not your family, not your boss, not the universe, not fate. Your life is your responsibility. And the moment you accept that, everything changes. Marcus Aurelius wrote that the biggest distraction in life is waiting for someone else to fix what we refuse to confront. And that's exactly how most people live: blaming circumstances, blaming people, blaming unfairness, blaming the world for why they're stuck. But the Stoics believed that freedom begins the moment you stop asking, "Why is this happening to me?" and start asking, "What am I going to do about it?" Because the truth is, the world isn't obligated to make your dreams real. Life doesn't give you what you deserve. It gives you what you demand through your actions, your discipline, and your willingness to face discomfort. Epictetus, who was born a slave and became one of the greatest philosophers in history, said it best: "You may not control the circumstances, but you control how you respond, and that response shapes everything." When you stop expecting rescue and start expecting effort from yourself, the whole world becomes different. Problems shrink, confidence grows. You stop waiting for permission. You stop waiting for the perfect moment. And suddenly, life stops being something that happens to you and becomes something you create. The second brutal Stoic lesson cuts even deeper. Your emotions lie to you. Not sometimes constantly. Fear exaggerates danger. Anger distorts reality. Anxiety invents problems that don't exist. And desire convinces you that comfort is the same thing as happiness. The Stoics understood that the mind is like an untrained horse, powerful, fast, and wild, but completely useless until you learn to guide it. Marcus Aurelius wrote that most of what we suffer comes not from events, but from the story we attach to them. Something small happens, and your mind turns it into a catastrophe. One person ignores your message, and your brain invents 100 reasons why. One failure happens, and your mind tells you it's over. But the Stoics refused to trust their first reaction, because the first reaction is almost always emotional, impulsive, and wrong. They practiced what Epictetus called the pause, a moment where you step back from the emotion and ask, "What is the truth here?" Not the drama, not the panic, not the story, the truth. And once you separate those things, life becomes calmer, clearer, lighter. You stop giving every feeling the power to control your day. You stop exploding over small things. You stop assuming the worst, and you finally begin to understand that emotions are not commands, they are signals. Signals you can interpret, manage, and redirect. The moment you learn to question your feelings instead of obeying them, you unlock a level of power that most people never experience. The third brutal Stoic lesson is this: everything you want is hiding behind discomfort. Not some things, everything. The stronger body you want, the discipline you admire, the confidence you envy in others, the peace you dream about at night, all of it is born in places most people avoid. The Stoics believed that comfort is a silent killer, a trap that makes you soft, afraid, hesitant, and fragile. Seneca wrote that the person who only lives in comfort prepares themselves for disaster, because the moment life stops being easy, they fall apart. And if you look around, you'll see exactly what he meant. People avoid difficult conversations, so their relationships fall apart. People avoid challenges, so their potential stays locked inside them. People avoid failure, so they never learn how strong they can be. But the Stoics ran toward discomfort on purpose because they understood a truth most people never discover. Discomfort builds the muscles that comfort destroys. Every time you choose the hard path, waking up earlier, controlling your impulses, staying calm under pressure, doing the work no one else wants to do. You harden your mind. You build resilience. You earn self-respect. And something shifts inside you. Pain becomes fuel, struggle becomes training, and obstacles become invitations to grow. Marcus Aurelius called this practicing adversity, because the person who trains in storms never fears the rain. The stronger you become through discomfort, the more opportunities open. Not because the world changes, but because you do. The fourth brutal Stoic lesson is uncomfortable because it forces you to look directly at yourself. Most people don't think, they just react. They react to stress, react to comments, react to failure, react to inconvenience, react to other people's opinions, react to everything except their own mind. Marcus Aurelius said that the greatest power a human being has is the ability to take a moment, step back, and choose a response instead of automatically giving one. But almost nobody does it. Someone cuts you off in traffic and you explode. Someone criticizes you online and you panic. Someone ignores you and you spiral. One small inconvenience and suddenly your entire mood collapses. The Stoics believed this was the greatest weakness a person could have, to give strangers, events, and impulses full control over your day. Because the moment you react without thinking, you lose your power. You become predictable, you become fragile, you become easy to manipulate. But the Stoics trained themselves to create what they called the inner citadel, a mental fortress where no emotion, no insult, no chaos could reach them without their permission. They practiced slowing down the space between stimulus and response. They trained themselves to ask, is this worth my energy? Does this deserve my peace? Will this matter in a week, a month, a year? And suddenly, the world has no buttons to push. You stop being dragged by every situation. You stop being a slave to impulse. You start choosing your reactions. And once you learn to respond instead of react, your life stops feeling chaotic and finally becomes yours again. The fifth brutal Stoic lesson hits like a mirror you can't look away from. You are not what you want, what you dream about, what you talk about, or what you promise yourself late at night. You are what you do every single day. Your habits are the real version of you. Not your goals, not your vision board, not your motivation. Your repeated actions carve your identity. If you procrastinate daily, you become someone who avoids life. If you make excuses daily, you become someone who believes they're powerless. If you break promises to yourself daily, you become someone you can't trust. Seneca said, "We suffer more from our imagination than reality," but he also said that our character is shaped one action at a time. And the truth is brutally simple. Every habit is a vote for who you become. The person who reads for 10 minutes a day becomes wiser without trying. The person who trains their body a little each day becomes stronger without noticing. The person who practices discipline in small things gains discipline in big things. Marcus Aurelius didn't become an emperor of his own mind. Through luck, he built it in the repetition of daily reflection. Epictetus didn't gain mental freedom because life was kind. He repeated the practice of ownership and self-control every single day until it became part of his bones. The Stoics believed that your future is built quietly through 1,000 unnoticed choices. You don't rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your habits. And once you understand that, you stop searching for motivation and start building routines that turn you into someone extraordinary. The sixth brutal Stoic lesson is the one people resist the most. You're not entitled to anything. Not success, not validation, not an easy life, not perfect relationships, not constant motivation, not guaranteed happiness. And the moment you stop expecting the world to hand you these things, you become unstoppable. Seneca wrote that expectations are the root of misery, because the moment you assume life owes you something, you start suffering every time reality doesn't match your fantasy. But the Stoics flipped this idea completely. They believed that expecting nothing gives you the freedom to create anything. When you drop entitlement, you stop waiting for perfect conditions and start working with what you have. You stop feeling insulted by hardship and start using it as fuel. You stop thinking the universe should treat you kindly and start focusing on becoming someone strong enough to handle anything. Marcus Aurelius faced war, betrayal, plague, famine, and endless pressure. Yet he wrote, "Never expect things to turn out the way you wish. Only work with the way things truly are." Because once you let go of the illusion that life should be easy, life becomes easier. Not because the problems disappear, but because the resentment does. You gain power over disappointment. You become more grateful, more adaptable, more resilient. And suddenly, every win feels earned, every step feels meaningful, and every challenge becomes a proving ground. Entitlement is the cage, acceptance is the key, discipline is the door. And once you walk through it, you stop being a victim of circumstances and start becoming the architect of your own destiny. The seventh brutal Stoic lesson is the one that strips away every excuse, every distraction, every illusion of immortality. You are going to die. Not someday in the distant future when you finally feel ready, not after you finish everything on your to-do list, not after life becomes perfect. You are running out of time right now, this very second. And the Stoics didn't treat this as something depressing, they treated it as the ultimate source of power. Marcus Aurelius wrote that a person who lives as if each day were their last will never waste a moment. Seneca said that it's not that life is short, it's that we waste so much of it. And Epictetus warned that every sunrise is one fewer you will ever see. But most people live like they're immortal, like they have infinite tomorrows, like their dreams can wait, like their potential can wait, like becoming the person they admire can wait, and because of that, they never change. They never start the project. They never fix the habit. They never apologize. They never try. They never risk. They never live. But the Stoics used mortality as a weapon against fear, against procrastination, against comfort, against hesitation, because when you truly understand that time is slipping through your fingers, suddenly you stop tolerating a life that doesn't inspire you. You stop letting small problems destroy your mood. You stop giving energy to meaningless arguments. You stop chasing validation. You start choosing what matters. You start becoming who you were meant to be. Memento mori isn't a warning, it's a wake-up call. A reminder that your life is happening now, not later. And the greatest tragedy is not death, it's never becoming the person you had the chance to be before it arrives. Now that you've heard all 7 brutal Stoic lessons, something inside you has already started to shift. Because these aren't just ideas, they're confrontations. They force you to see your patterns, your fears, your excuses, your habits, your reactions, your expectations, and the way you treat your limited time on earth. And the truth is simple. You don't walk away from lessons like these as the same person who walked in. The Stoics believed that transformation doesn't happen in a dramatic flash. It happens in the quiet moment, after the truth hits you, when you realize you can never go back to who you were. This is that moment. This is the rebuild. This is where the old version of you ends and the disciplined version begins. The version who stops waiting for rescue and starts taking responsibility. The version who stops believing every emotion and starts questioning them. The version who chooses discomfort on purpose because they know comfort kills potential. The version who reacts consciously instead of impulsively. The version who builds better habits instead of hoping for better outcomes. The version who stops expecting life to be fair and starts focusing on becoming stronger than any obstacle. The version who finally understands that time is slipping and the only tragedy is wasting it. The Stoics didn't want you to admire their wisdom, they wanted you to use it as a blueprint for a mind that doesn't break under pressure, a blueprint for a life that feels disciplined, intentional, powerful, steady, unshakable. When you rebuild yourself on these principles, you don't become invincible, you become undeniable. You don't eliminate problems, you eliminate the weakness that made them feel impossible. You don't escape life's challenges, you rise above them. This is the moment you step into your new self, not because the world changed, but because you did. If you made it this far, then you already know something important about yourself. You're not afraid of the truth, you're hungry for it. Most people click away the moment a video asks them to look at their own life, their habits, their excuses, their wasted time, but you stayed. And that means one thing, the door that most people never open is now standing right in front of you. The Stoics believe that wisdom isn't measured by what you know, but by what you do next. Because knowledge without action is nothing, motivation without discipline is nothing, dreams without habits are nothing. You've just absorbed 7 principles that emperors, warriors, and philosophers used to rise above chaos, fear, uncertainty, and suffering, and those same principles are now in your hands. The only question left is this: will you go back to the old patterns, or will you step through the door that just opened? Because the life you're capable of, the stronger mind, the calmer heart, the disciplined body, the clearer purpose. It's not somewhere far away. It's one decision away, one new habit away, one honest moment with yourself away. And that decision belongs to you alone. The Stoics would tell you that your past doesn't matter, your mistakes don't matter, your fears don't matter, only the next step does. And if that next step is forward, even a little, then you are already becoming the person you were meant to be. So take that step today, not tomorrow, today. Your future self is watching, waiting, and hoping you finally choose the life that has been calling your name.